called Bellum's Bakery and Workshop. And what it is it's a program that is going to help those who are have sustained a brain injury or have an acquired brain injury to rehabilitate back into work. So what we do as students is we help coach our person through the recipe and food safety, and each of them's in charge of 1 or 2 cupcake flavors. And then we bring them to market and sell them, and it's all to help them get back into work, building work skills.
Pacific University and Brain Injury Connections Northwest are the sponsors of Bellum's Bakery and Workshop. As a speech-language pathologist, we work in many different areas. Cognition and how it interacts with communication is where I live in the world of speech-language pathology. So cognitive communication supports cognitive communication disorders in terms of how our attention, our memory, and our executive thinking skills allow us to communicate. Someone with a brain injury might have difficulty organizing themselves, getting through all of the steps of a recipe because of a memory and an organizational cognitive thinking challenge. And so as a speech-language pathologist, we help support cognition and communication to do functional skills training such as baking, such as making sales at the market. We've had to sequence the instructions in a very logical way, set up the environment so that a person with a brain injury is not distracted and set up for success, and be having our students there to coach in order to support their memory, as well as to help them organize their thoughts and think through, while this is mixing right now, what else can I be working on next? Regardless of the baking process itself, these are generalizable cognitive skills that can generalize to someone's everyday functioning, conversational skills, work-related skills, daily living skills, in order to work on staying focused on a task, think ahead on what's coming next, and just learning how to navigate in a new environment.
As a student, we sit in our lectures for like hours a day, and we learn about different areas of the brain that can be impacted, what that means for speech and language, what that means for being able to communicate and interact with people around you. But then to see how it impacts somebody's life is not something you can learn in class. So being here and working with our clients it's like taking that knowledge and realizing that though that's important and though that you need that, knowing that alone is not going to be what helps your person get the skills that they're trying to accomplish. It's more about taking that, connecting it to the person you're seeing in front of you and figuring out how to best help that individual, because brain injuries are so variable. This experience is unique in the way that we actually get to apply and figure out and troubleshoot and sometimes start over again.
Is that how you're affiliated with this?
Aw, that wasn't very cool at all.
I think it was helped a little bit.
It was a cool breeze.
Well, I'm an executive chef and I like being in the kitchen. That's what I do. So I thought I'd just be a perfect fit and help me get and integrate myself back into the fray. Well, I have spatial disorientation, so it's kind of hard for me to remember where I came from or where I'm going. So that's the only thing that's the only thing that's given me some difficulties. Other than that, I think haven't broken anything yet, and I haven't broken myself or burned myself. Oh, actually, I did burn myself. I lied.
Kind of cool to see that he's more independent now, and I think his past experiences helped with that too.
It's been interesting doing this, making the cupcakes, and then selling them also. It's all kind of a new experience for me. So
by now he makes them all independently, and I just stand there and offer assistance when he needs it.
Managing our physical space with putting things together and baking, having things ready as we need them, the timing required for baking. So just the time management and time and space management would be the most challenging. Brain injury and brain injury rehab has really left the dark ages. It was sort of like, oh, well, you got your bell rung, but now you're up and walking around, so you're okay. Well, I got my bell rang severely. I was in a coma for 2 weeks, and I have the traumatic brain injury, and I can learn to live with it. The rest of my life was up to me. Like, what do I do? How do I take care of myself? How can I learn to get better?
I think
Acceptable? If you like it a lot, go woo! 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 Yeah, baby!
So one thing we've noticed is that we've been able to get faster during our production. We've been able to get faster at the market. As graduate students, we've been able to step back and do less coaching. Our clients are doing most of the work all on their own, and at the beginning they needed a lot more support. So it's kind of great. Granted, it is just like in this one activity, this one thing, but the goal is to help those skills generalize to when we do change it up on them and give them something different, that they can work that one through too and just keep moving forward.